finally, I've been saying this for quite a few videos that I'm going to drop my top favorite vanilla fragrances. Everyone does it, so I figured I had to get up in this. So come back and we'll talk about it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another video of Smell Good with Jenna. I'm, of course, Jenna. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know what you got to do. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. Let me know what vanillas you feeling from this list. Is there any vanillas I should be trying? I know I got a couple in my Maison Mataha Escapade Gourmand video. So if you haven't seen that, go ahead and watch that. And let's get right into it. First up on my list, we have Floral Streets Wild Vanilla Orchid. Now, this is a fragrance I don't hear too many people talking about, which is okay. Not everything has to be super popular. I love this fragrance because I find it very transitional from the summer to the fall. I wore this a lot during that time period because nowadays, right, in the fall, it doesn't really get cold that quick. We had days where it was like 80 degrees, which is wild, but we had days like that. So normally with vanilla fragrances, I enjoy them because they're so sweet and they're so gourmand-like, and they're perfect for cool weather and comforting. But when it came to this, it was just like, all right, it's not too much, but it still gives you that vanilla essence that you're looking for. You know, sometimes when I feel like my taste has elevated when it comes to different fragrances, so I wasn't sure if I still enjoyed this, but I spun the block and yeah. And she still has a place in my collection. So that is Floral Streets Wild Vanilla Orchid. Next up on my list, we have the OG. Well, I don't know how it's an OG. It's not necessarily, it's been around forever. But when I say OG, it's the most talked about vanilla. I've seen it multiple times. I've seen it in news articles in regards to rankings of top vanillas. I've seen it in everybody's review videos. I've seen it on TikTok, Instagram, all over social media, and that's none other than Kayali's Vanilla 28. Now listen, there's not much that can be said about Kayali Vanilla 28. You know. This is a great fragrance. I think this is also great for in regards to transitional weather from summer to fall. You can still rock it into fall, winter. Shoot, you can even wear it. You can wear it all year long. I think what makes this so groundbreaking in the sense of why it's so popular, it's extremely versatile where you can wear it on your own, you can layer with it, and that's the big thing with this, layering. If something, prime example, I've mentioned this before, I had bought Mancera's Roses Vanille, and I really enjoyed the scent. When I had tested it out a while ago, I was like, oh wow, this smells really good. But I don't know if it was a situation where it was that tester was sitting there for so long that the juices, it wound up getting a little bit sweeter, where I really wound up really enjoying it. But when I bought my bottle and I got it and I sprayed it, and that rose note, it was a little too much for me. The rose was slightly dated in my opinion, and I couldn't get with it. So I decided, you know what, let me see if I can layer this with Vanilla 28 and how I would enjoy it more, if I would enjoy it more or not. And sure enough, not only did I enjoy it more, I was able to not necessarily layer it with this and enjoy it. So Vanilla 28 is definitely that girl that you need if you want to sweeten something up, make something that you thought smells good, but now it doesn't really smell good. Add this girl to it. Now you have yourself a banger. It's just a beautiful, beautiful vanilla. And all the hype around this is very much real and deserved. So that's Kayali's Vanilla 28. Next up on my list, we have a new girl. We have Burberry Goddess. This is a beautiful lavender vanilla scent. Now I know people might feel Montguerlain's fragrance is the GOAT when it comes to a lavender vanilla scent. I agree, it's really good, but this is not that bad either. This is actually really, really good. I remember first testing this when I went to Bloomingdale's one day when it was just coming out. I heard a couple people on social media and YouTube and whatever discussing this, so I definitely had to go to Bloomingdale's and get a whiff at it. And not only did I think it smelled amazing, But when I sprayed it on me and then I left, and as I kept walking, I was like, what is that lingering in the air? It was so captivating to me, and I realized it was this. The longevity, the sillage with this is absolutely amazing. And I was taken aback because although it has that Burberry DNA, I find, like, for example, Burberry Her, the longevity is not there with that. It's a beautiful scent, that and the flankers, but the longevity isn't there. The sillage is damn sure not there. The projection, like, it's very weak, and I guess the stereotypical thing to expect when it comes to designer fragrances. But this lingered like crazy, and I was sold. Next up on my list, now this one right here that I'm getting ready to discuss is the epitome of an OG. If I'm not mistaken, this came out in 1991. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'll look it up afterwards. But this has definitely been around for a while. But I think it's a beautiful scent. It's a classic scent, in my opinion. I know we like to gravitate to the newer things and what's the latest and trendy things. But I've said this in another video. Sometimes you don't need the new. Sometimes you just need good. So we have Dior's Hypnotic Poison. I absolutely love this fragrance. Not only do I love this fragrance, I actually still get compliments with this, believe it or not. This is such a beautiful scent. It might smell dated. I don't know. Something about it is sexy. I guess that's why you call it hypnotic. It just very intoxicating. Just it grabs your attention, and I absolutely love it. This will forever be a staple in my collection. I don't care how dated it is. It's just sometimes certain things are just iconic, and you always need to have. So that is Dior's Hypnotic Poison. Next up on my list is my favorite vanilla fragrance currently. I keep mentioning this time and time again, but she is absolutely amazing. I think it's perfect. It's a beast, so be careful when you spray it because it'll choke someone out and it will linger all day, especially if you spray it on your clothing. I'm warning you now. I'm an oversprayer, but I'm telling you, you need a couple of sprays. Even if you don't spray it on your clothes, you're good. We have Maison Mataha's Escapade Gourmand. You see how pretty she is? Look at that. It just looks like elegance, royalty. Look at that gold juice. Amazing. Smells like creme brulee. It's perfect for this time of the year where it's the holidays and we gravitate to just eating sweets. I mean, we always gravitate to eating sweets, but you know, something about the holidays where let me have more desserts. It's acceptable. We're not worrying about how many pounds we're putting on. It's just that time to just eat comfort food and eat good. This is what this reminds me of. Just super edible. Like, you smell like a dessert. Rich. Beautiful, beautiful scent. So again, if you don't have this, please, this is the best vanilla fragrance you can possibly have. This is Maison Mataha's Escapade Gourmand. Next up, we have actually a fragrance that I find to be very similar to Escapade Gourmand, but there's a slight difference with the caramel note. So not to say that my nose is absolutely trained, but I found that I could make the justification in making this purchase. Plus the price point is a little bit cheaper than Escapade Gourmand. So it wasn't like I was spending as much as I was with this one, but still, I recommend if you don't feel you need to have the same thing, the same fragrances that has the same scent profile, I don't think you need to purchase this. But I'm a collector and I got it. So with that said, next up we have Giardini di Toscana. My last video, my fragrance haul video, it had me in a chokehold, but we said it good this time. But it just looks like a pastry as well, or very edible. The top is different from what I'm typically used to when it comes to fragrances, but nonetheless, this is a beautiful scent. yeah, it's just, again, for the average person that doesn't like purchase fragrances on the regular, they're probably like, that's basically the same, but I can smell the hint of caramel. It's caramel that makes it slightly different. So definitely, I would definitely pick up, actually I didn't even say the name, that it's Bianco Latte. I would definitely pick this up. And it's always sold out. Between this and Escapade Gourmand, it's always a thing where this thing is back ordered. Matter of fact, I went to Scent Bar, aka Lucky Scent, for those of you that are not in New York, and purchased your niche fragrances online. I went to the store to smell this, and it's back ordered. And this was back in October. So I had to find somewhere else to get it, but it's still back ordered. I put my name on the wait list. They haven't emailed me back. That's why, and I went there recently. I'm like, yo, what happened? Doesn't matter because I have it, but still. So needless to say, this is very popular. So if you can get your hands on it, I recommend you do. Or if you can't if you don't want to buy it, at least get your nose on it. That's Giardini di Toscana Bianco Latte. Next up on my list, we have this sexy MFA Tom Ford Vanille Fatale. I love this fragrance. I absolutely love it. It is so damn sexy, mysterious, complex. I say this all the time with Tom Ford. Who's Todd? Tom Ford fragrances, you can't pinpoint it into a category. When you look at the notes breakdown, it has 250 million fragrance notes in it. So again, you can't pinpoint it. But even with that said, the vanilla, even though it's called Vanille Fatale, vanilla is all the way in the base, and it's still sandwiched amongst 500 other 500 notes. So the fact that it's still able to shine is absolutely amazing. This is a beautiful scent. It is perfect for the winter time. The projection is crazy. I know sometimes with Tom Ford fragrances, they don't last that long. And the sillage isn't sillaging. This is a beast. So if you can, please get your hands on Vanille Fatale from Tom Ford. Next up, we have Jovoy Paris Fire at Will. This is a beautiful bottle, isn't it? See that? See that? And the packaging came in with was absolutely beautiful. Here's another scent. Again, a very popular one. It took a minute for Scent Split to send this to me. It was, I want to say, a little well over a week or so. Or two. Well, that in that sense, it didn't take long. But when I purchased it, it was back ordered for quite a few weeks. And then they shipped it to me pretty quickly. But this is another popular one. This is a beautiful scent. I originally said in my fragrance haul video, I didn't find it to be too gourmand. But as I played with it more and wore it more, I do find it to be gourmand, but what makes it different from the other fragrances, not too much because it's still vanilla, but what makes it slightly different is that it has a mimosa note. And I find that mimosa note, I guess that's be similar to a champagne note. It gives it that sparkly, bright vibe that a lot of vanilla fragrances don't have. Right? So that made it different for me. I was like, oh, this is bright. This is cute. And then on top of that, it's still that vanilla peeks through and it battles with the mimosa in regards to that sparkling vibe, but yet still giving gourmand. So this is a beautiful scent, beautiful, beautiful packaging. And I would definitely recommend getting Jovoy Paris Fire at Will. Ooh. Lastly on my list, we have, wow. You would think this is my favorite fragrance, the way I always have this reaction, but it's up there. I won't say it's my absolute favorite, but it's up there. We have Blanche Bete from Liquid's Imaginaires. Now, look, I say that name real good, and I'm pretty sure I'm still butchering it like only an American can, but it's a beautiful, beautiful scent. It smells like, it opens up with this lactonic note because I believe it has milk in it, and then it dries down. It just smells like cookies in my opinion. And holidays, right? You wear this with a sweater. This fragrance I love wearing with a sweater because the way it engulfs it and just stays on it. Again, I said this in another video when I was washing clothes or getting ready to wash clothes. I was like, what is that smells good? What is it? It was this. It was this that was holding on. I was like, oh man, this is amazing. And here's a funny thing. I mentioned Lucky Scent, or the scent bar in New York. Not too long ago, I went there to, as I typically do every other month or so, I like to smell different fragrances, see what's out there that I'm missing that I like to purchase in the near future. And one scent that I was interested in was from actually this house, Liquid is Imaginaires, was Dom Rosa. But the representative there, we were talking and I asked him what was his opinion in regards to did he like that? And he mentioned he really enjoys the fragrances from this house, but he's like, he wound up showing me a cool trick. So he got a match, and I'm gonna show you here because it's the same bottle for every fragrance in the house. I'm actually not gonna do it, but I'm gonna demonstrate it. So if you get a match, I don't know if this is known, so forgive me if you've seen this before and then you're hearing this for the 55th time, my fault. So he got a match, lit the top of the fragrance of the bottle, and then let it sit for a minute and blew out. Then blew it out. Then he mentioned let it sit there for a minute because obviously it needs to cool down. And then after that, what wound up happening, the oil from the fragrance was left over. So now there's two different ways you can actually spray the fragrance. Either you spray it from the bottle, or once it cools down, you can get the oil that's left over, and the oil is extremely potent. So when I wound up doing that, once it cooled down, I was able to put the oil on my hand, and I was like, oh wow, that is extremely potent. So I thought that was very cool. And with that said, I'm sure you can probably do this with this one too. So this a multifaceted fragrance that you can do a lot of things with. Oh, this is definitely a great vanilla fragrance to have. That's my list. Nothing too groundbreaking. I'm pretty sure a lot of you seen these on a lot of videos. You've seen it on multiple videos of mine, these different fragrances, but these are the vanilla fragrances that I've been enjoying, that I absolutely love. I'm still on the hunt for more. I think I've done damage for the rest of this year, but next year, during the winter and fall, I'll definitely be on the search for some new ones. So let me know. So by that time, when that time comes around for me to pick up some new fragrances, for specifically vanilla fragrances, I'll have your suggestions and I'll definitely go check it out. But that's my video. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, follow the whole 9. You know what to do. And always remember, the best compliment one can get is that you smell so good.